So, Melty Blood. So I just want to talk about what type of game Melty Blood is, really, and like why I think it's kind of gonna be an important game and what it means to me. This video, again, if you're gonna ask the usual, why is the quality the way this is a match of me playing this game in 2007 from MBAC version B2, which is basically my favorite version of this game. Probably my favorite version is like actually again PS2. Melty Blood is a pretty fast game with a lot of liberal air movement, depending on how they make the game, because they have like two approaches to the game. MBAC B2 is pretty balanced, but a lot of people had complaints that it was so balanced that it was boring, even though there was a lot of like cool tricks and stuff in the game. MBAA kind of turned up the BS, but to a fun level. Like the game was pretty fair. Like the PS2 version had some nonsense, but like it was like fair-ish. I mean, not like fair. I mean, you can't say bullshit is fair, but like it was like not like game-breaking nonsense. It was just like really strong stuff. So like, I'm honestly here. I'm like in high school. Like I'm pretty young at this time. This game means a lot to me. This game got me into FGC. Like legitimately, I played Super Smash Bros. Before this. I was like working on improving SSBM. Then Brawl came out. Brawl was fucking lame as shit. And the Melty Blood fan-made netcode improved a lot. So I ended up just grinding the fuck out of Melty Blood. This is the game that really got me into fighting games. At that time, I was not like. I have way more respect for these games like MBC2 and Third Strike. I meme about Third Strike, but honestly, I do have respect for the people who play the game and who are good at it. It's not an easy game to play, even if it's not my type of game. Capcom was running shit, and I mean, Guilty Gear was a niche game, so this game was niche upon niche. I found this game through a friend who got it in a creative way, let's say a creative way, and then I also got it in a creative way. At that time, they weren't coming out with new Capcom games, basically, and if you weren't playing like Third Strike or Marvel or something, you're not playing a real game, blah, blah, blah. But this game means a lot to me. This game means a lot to me. I was really, really blown back by the fact that they are making a new one. The thing about the new one, too, is that, so you have like games like SF5. Right, SF5, which people said is like watered down SF4, which SF4, of course, people said that was like watered down Street Fighter Third Strike. So, of course, when GG Strive was announced, we remember the whole arc of why do they keep making the games here, blah, 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 blah. We don't have to go into all that, right? Now, the thing that really stands out to me about Melty Type Lumina is that so far, it looks like a combination of Act Cadenza and Actress again with like some new mechanics to spice it up for new players and old players alike, which is really nice. And it has a lot of stuff that's good for modern fighting games. Like one, it's coming out the gate with rollback, which is really, really nice. It has a lot of stuff that like, you know you're getting punished, you got counter hit. It's like punishment messages, reversal counter hit messages, stuff like that. I definitely want to talk about both things that I've seen so far, plus things I've seen people worry about, and I'm going to give my perspective. If y'all are like, okay, why should we care about your perspective on this fucking game called Melty Blood? Like, what the fuck business do you have to talk about this game? Besides me saying that, I got into the fighting game community in this game. I don't talk about this second thing this much, but I basically ran this game in the US for like 3 years, essentially. So like, this game is really close to my heart. I played it a shit ton, and when I made the choice to stop playing it, it was actually a really hard choice. It was a really hard choice because I do really, really like the game. Like this is a game I love, basically. And I actually am really happy that the scene grew back in the future, like 2015, 2016, the scene grew back with a whole group of new players doing what they had to do. I was actually like stoked about it. I was like, this is fucking sick that this game is back. I guess if you're new to the genre, like really, really new, you might be like just not enough characters, but just as a note, like most fighting games don't come out with a lot of characters out of like recent games. So like when Dragon Ball FighterZ came out, I think it had like 23, 24 characters, and people said that wasn't enough characters. Guilty Gear Strive has 15. People said that wasn't enough, but Exerd actually had less. It was 14, I think. It were 14, 15, and then 3 DLC characters. BlazBlue CT came out with 10 plus 2 time release characters, so 12 characters. This game, I think they said they're aiming for 10 or 12 for the initial Type Lumina. So that's pretty on par. As long as they have DLC, I think it's going to be fine. LordKnight also released with like only like 10 characters or something. So the first thing actually then is going to be about the size of the screen. So because in MBAA, if you compare to what we just watched, MBAC, MBAA has a much larger screen than MBAC. So for a lot of, especially the newer generation of Melty Blood players who never played at Cadenza, this would be like talking about the difference between like let's say Guilty Gear XX and Guilty Gear Xrd, where like Guilty Gear XX the screen is fucking super zoomed out in accent core and ACR. In Xrd the screen is zoomed in like quite a bit. Like the screen is just not as big. Actually, Type Lumina to me has the at Cadenza style screen, which is smaller. So it's fine. Like basically Type Lumina is fancy at Cadenza with some actress against stuff and some new stuff. Now today there was a trailer that everyone is really hype about, and I guess I should bring it up. They've been posting a ton of clips. So here it is. Oh, fine. Main.
四季様、お休みの時間です。
軽い手合わせってこと？おっと。
So he is just deadass doing Melty Blood stuff. Like he does combo into air throw, there's reverse beat pressure, strings that we're used to seeing, and then they show some of the new mechanics for a sec. It's kind of chugging a little bit, but oh my god, the bait was kind of lit though. This shit looks so much like classic Melty. Like a big thing about Actress again is they actually took out a bunch of that type of stuff, like combos into air throws and stuff. Like characters have different ways of knocking down, and some characters like they have air throws that don't go into hard knockdowns because you know it's actually pretty strong getting that situation. Dead ass looks like M-back, like fancy M-back, and honestly I'm here for it. Now a big thing is like characters again. So again I mentioned there's not gonna be a lot of characters. They showed a few already, so we got Tono, Kohaku, Hisui, Akiha, and Ciel. So we got like 5 characters, and Arcade, so we got six characters so far. I think they'll probably be able to have Nero, that's why I have him here too. They'll probably be able to have Nero, maybe Roa as well. They're pairing this with the Tsukihime remake release. There's actually a chance this game might be pretty big for a little while anyway. Type Moon is way bigger than when I started playing Melty Blood now with like FGO and shit.